Hi and welcome to the Get Your Mind Right podcast. And this is a 5-part series that I'm doing right now. And I want to welcome you to the creative mindset of a digital entrepreneur. These are 5-part series designed to unlock the one thing that will separate you from every other entrepreneur in the digital space, your creativity. My name is Adina. I'm a digital business mentor, founder and software developer. I help ambitious creators build digital product businesses that reach 10K months and beyond, not through hustle, but through identity, innovation and creative thinking. This series isn't about algorithms or shortcuts. It's about reprogramming how you think so you can build a business that reflects your genius instead of your grind. So let's get into this. In this first episode, we're going to be talking about something most entrepreneurs overlook completely, the fact that creativity is your currency. Not your hours, not your effort, not how many posts you publish. The ideas you bring to life are what create wealth, visibility, and opportunity. Once you understand that, your whole business changes. So when most people hear the word creativity, they think art, design, or aesthetics. But for digital entrepreneurs, creativity means the ability to see possibilities others can't see. The ability to see possibilities that others can't see yet. I'm going to give you a bit of an example here. So when I started writing on Medium, I was writing a lot of content about different topics. One of my articles went viral. It was about plant-based lifestyle. I eventually decided I didn't really want to create content about plant-based lifestyle anymore. It wasn't something that I was connecting to at that point. So I decided to pivot. I started talking about my journey as a digital business owner and as a content writer. Okay. And I came up with an idea to create something called the Fruit Money series. And it was a really weird thing. And a lot of people thought it was strange, but it took off. And I ended up creating a spin-off publication called Fruit Money. And I ended up creating a Fruit Money training. And what that basically was teaching people how they can build a whole content ecosystem by creating content about fruit. And it was so strange that people would send me emails asking me how I came up with this idea, why I came up with this idea, what was the moment and pivoting point that actually helped me to come up with that idea. And, in the beginning, I didn't even have an answer. But then one day I remembered that I wrote an article about bananas, and this article went viral on vocal media. And that is when I decided to start creating more content about fruit. And it got to a point where I made so much money from creating content about fruit that I decided to actually start teaching people how I was doing it. So this was an opportunity that I spotted after a period of time, but some people might have overlooked that opportunity and decided to just keep creating content about other things. But I spotted this opportunity and made a ton of money from it. So every breakthrough in your business, every viral offer, every game-changing piece of content starts as a creative decision. Creativity is the oxygen of entrepreneurship. And without it, you're just recycling ideas that already exist. Here's what's wild. Most people unlearn creativity the moment they start building a business. They trade experimentation for systems, they trade vision for templates, and they start colouring inside the lines because they think that's what success looks like. I'm a very ideas-driven person, and over the years, I would say I kind of put the creativity on the back burner. I became very rigid and very business focused and very strategy focused, and I started to put creativity aside. It was only when I looked back at some of my old art pieces, my abstract art pieces, I listened to some of my poetry, I started listening to music a lot more. I started to listen to Rick Rubin, and I really started to delve much deeper into my creative brain. And most recently, I became interested in neuroaesthetics. If you don't know much about neuroaesthetics, I actually made a piece of content about it recently. I'll link it below. And I started to understand how important it was for me to delve deeper into my creative self. And that's what's going to help me to build my business further, to take my business from the 10K to the 50K to the 100Ks. And, when I tap into my creativity and I really look beyond just strategy in quote marks, things really change for me. I would say I'm a creative entrepreneur, digital entrepreneur, but I'm a creative entrepreneur because I always look for opportunities. I always find opportunities. I tap into those opportunities. And even if they don't work, I can learn from that particular journey, that creative journey, and I can put it aside and I can take what I've learned from that journey and I can put it into something else. As I'm doing this piece, I'm doing a 30-day podcast challenge, 30-day podcast challenge, audio content challenge, and this is part of it. Okay, so this is day 4, I believe, in that challenge. And this is going to help me to even delve further into my creativity beyond just making written content. And I'm also doing this 500 post challenge as well, which is part of this particular challenge. And it's helping me to delve beyond just the written content and think of other ways and other formats that I can use in order to convey my message as a digital business owner, as a digital business mentor, as a software developer as well, as a writer, as a parent, as someone who I'm an insatiable ideas person. I'm an insatiable creator. I can't stop creating. Even on Sundays, I'm doing my Sunday reset and I'm creating. So I just want to backtrack on something, and I want to go back to something I mentioned earlier. And that is, when most people hear the word creativity, they think art, design, or aesthetics. But for digital entrepreneurs, creativity means the ability to see possibilities others can't see yet. And every breakthrough in your business, every viral offer, every game-changing piece of content starts as a creative decision. Creativity is the oxygen of entrepreneurship. Without it, you're just recycling ideas that already exist. I want to talk about creativity as currency. Think of creativity like energy in motion. When you move creatively, your audience moves with you. It's what turns an idea into an income stream. It's what transforms your brand from transactional to magnetic. Anyone can post online, but not everyone can think differently. And that's why some people go viral while others vanish. That's why some people continue to stay in the game while others vanish as well, because it's not just about virality. And I've spoken about this before in another video about virality not being the main reason why you're going to make money, because you can make a viral video and make zero. I know a lot of people that have made viral content and made no money. And in my opinion, creativity is great. It adds value. Creativity is therapy for a lot of people. Creativity, makes the world go round, in my opinion. But you do want to make money from your creative efforts. You don't just want to be creative and make nothing. You want to make money from your creative efforts. And I know that's a bit of an elephant in the room for a lot of people. Some people believe that creativity, you should really make money from it. The whole starving artist thing. The entrepreneurs who win are the ones who innovate in small, consistent ways. They see connections others overlook. They trust their imagination as much as their analytics. That's the mindset that builds 10K months and beyond and sustains them. I want to talk about how to cultivate creative energy. Here's a quick way to activate your creativity again. Step 1, disconnect from the noise. Spend an hour a day creating before consuming. This is really, really key and really crucial. And often the first port of call is to consume. You might meditate in the morning, pray or whatever it is. And after that, you're going straight into watching the TikToks and the Instagrams and the YouTubes and all of that. Why don't you spend an hour a day creating before you consume? And see how life-changing that is going to be. See how game-changing and business-changing that is even going to be. Step 2, write down the most unconventional idea you had today, even if it sounds ridiculous. I'm a real fan of James Altucher and how he, popularized this idea of writing down 10 ideas a day. My English teacher, when I was in school, used to say, Adina, write down 5 ideas every day for your stories, because I still am. I was a obsessed storyteller to a point where I would write short stories after short stories. Sometimes I'll be in class and I'm writing a short story. I'm not even listening. I'm writing a short story. And so I started doing that. So when I heard about James Altucher, who I call an ideas machine, and I'm just like so enamored and obsessed with this guy, because I call myself an ideas machine as well. And when I meet someone who is an ideas person, it really ignites something in me, and I want to connect with that person. And so, write down your most ridiculous idea, but also try and write down 5 to 10 ideas a day. Even if these ideas are ridiculous, it sparks your creative brain. I say that doing this, it shakes your brain. Step 3, give the idea room to breathe. Not every idea needs to be monetized immediately, and some need to evolve first. Creativity thrives in curiosity, not in pressure. The more you play, the more your ideas pay. So try and play every single day in some kind of way. Think of how you can play, draw, doodle, create a song, do whatever, but do something creative every single day. It's really important for your brain's development, even as an adult, to create every single day. We lose that childlike curiosity as we get older because of bills and because of relationship problems and because of all kinds of things. But you know what? Don't lose that childlike curiosity. And even if you feel like you've lost it, delve back into that childlike curiosity and start doing things that you did when you were a child. What did you do when you were a child? Did you stargaze? Did you write down random things? Did you doodle on a piece of paper? Did you do things that were just fun to do, not because you thought you had to make money out of them? Step into that childlike curiosity again and see how your business changes. See how your ideas become more interesting. See how your ideas become more vibrant. See how it affects and changes your creative brain. Creativity is your greatest currency. It's not what you sell. It's how you think and how you create and how you lead. In the next episode, we're going to explore the art of thinking sideways, how to train your brain to find opportunities where everyone else sees obstacles. But for now, ask yourself this: what's one creative idea I've been ignoring because it didn't seem logical? That might just be the idea that changes everything. And if you're ready to awaken your creativity and build a business that reflects your next level identity, I want you to click the link in the description for the Tsunami challenge that I'm doing, the Content Tsunami challenge that I'm doing. Join the Content Tsunami challenge, which is 30 days of pure creative momentum and visibility. Because when you challenge yourself to rise, your creativity rises with you. Okay. I really hope that you enjoyed this piece, and leave comments in the description if you have anything to say about what I've said. And like I said, the Content Tsunami challenge is going to be a really cool challenge that starts on November the 1st. Once you have done that challenge, you can also delve into the 90-day accelerator program, which is going to help you to really level up your creativity and level up your digital product business, your digital business, to start making 10K months in 90 days. So if you feel like you're past the 30 days and you really want to go deep into the 90-day, then you can click the 90-day accelerator. If you feel like you want to do the 30-day one to get your feet wet and to reawaken your creativity, then join the Tsunami challenge, because the Tsunami challenge is something that can help you if you haven't been consistent at all and you really want to delve back into your creative efforts in order to build a business that feels like you. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and this is part of my 5-part series on creative thinking for this podcast, which is the Get Your Mind Right podcast here on YouTube. Take care. Bye.